All right, welcome into watching. It's a debut version of watching. Today, we are going to be watching the Major League debut of starting pitcher Mr. Noah Schultz, 6'10", 240-pounder for the Chicago White Sox. Also, a guy who's from the Chicago area, Oswego East High School, Oswego, Illinois. I'm told that is a suburb of Chicago, so that's very freaking cool. He was the 26th overall pick of the 2022 MLB June draft. Straight out of high school, he's only 22 years old making this debut. It comes on the strength of a very, very good start to his AAA season. First year really in AAA to start out. And he's got a 1.29 ERA through 14 innings, only 2 walks, 19 strikeouts. The walks had been the issue before. Anyway, we're watching his game. He gets it versus the Rays. This is the big league debut, and here's the final line for today. 4 1/3, 3 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. He threw 82 pitches. We're going to watch all of them, and we will see what we have. We're going to take a quick peek at the player breakdown, and then we'll go into first pitch. He threw 29 sinkers, 19 cutters, 19 four-seamers, 10 sweepers, and 5 sliders. 75% first pitch strike is outstanding. Only 19% whiff, though, including 0% on the sinker. He averaged 96.3 on his primary pitch and 97.1 on that fastball. So very excited to watch this guy. Let's check him out, and let's see his Major League debut. All right, Noah Schultz. First thing you're going to notice is he's just gigantic. All right, that's 97.6 first pitch of his career. Let's check the metric on the big fella. 97.6, obviously that's gas, especially for a lefty. 6'5" extension, so below average extension, or nothing special extension, I should say. 13.4 vertical break, nothing special there. 13.8 horizontal break, nothing special there. That's essentially, it's essentially a dead zone fastball, but again, he's presenting from a unique place, likely because he's so freaking tall. Not sure exactly what that arm angle is, but it's like a 3/4. Anyway, that's the first pitch of the game. Sorry to be the interrupter, but we have to get a handle on this stuff right away. So fastball there. Here comes a cutter. 7.2 and 5. That's a lot of movement on that cutter, especially you can see from that slot. 89. Big time spin rate, 2,900 RPM on the spin rate. So that's also something to note. That must have been a family member or girlfriend. 97 heater up and away, big time swing through from Yandy. This is also, I should mention, this is a tough lineup to face. The Rays have been playing good baseball. They just swept the Yankees. They have a very good lineup, and Yandy's a big part of that. So anyway, that's a nice fastball coming into the up and away. That ball explodes out of his hand. All right, here comes 98.4. So he gasses up even more on this one and leaves it just outside. Yandy ain't going to chase that. Now they're going to try it again. Inside target. Man, really good pitch, but he got to that. Now, what was the vert on this? 15, so he got a little more lift on this one. A little more lift. But man, this is a lot of spin on a fastball. 2,700 RPM is crazy high on a four-seam. So this ball really carried, I feel like. And Yandy did a good job to get to that. So already a very interesting first at bat. Let's see if he goes to a breaking ball. He does, and it's a sweeper, 3,000 RPM sweeper. So this was given a 70 grade when we looked at him on the stream earlier today in preparation for this watch. So the slider is the pitch to watch. Obviously, he's got the big velo, but the sweeper, I mean, 16 to the right at about 84 and 4 inches down. Yeah, that's a really good breaking ball, metrically and even visually. All right, second batter is Mr. Aranda. 97.9 mile-an-hour sinker down. There's the sinker. So his slot lends itself to sinker. So here's the sinker shape. I think this is the better of the two fastballs. 6, so that's pretty solid drop, and almost -17, which is plenty of run. Plus, I think he's coming from a little bit of a higher slot here relative to how that ball should move. So I think that's going to have a pretty good steep downward approach angle. And it looks like it here. Anyway, I think he's going to fire a bunch of sinkers. I think that's the primary fastball. So it's a primary sinker and sweeper attack. He also threw a lot of cutters in this game. There's a backdoor sinker at 20 inches to the left. So that's filthy. His sinker is filthy. There's a little cutter slider thing. Good take. Sinker coming again. Also, should be noted that there's no windup. Full stretch guy. Stretch every time. All right, 3-1 4 seam. He's under that. So another example of a young guy already doing the 2 fastball approach. And then he goes to his best pitch, the sweeper, but he leaves this one. Basically just releases it too soon. Doesn't get his arm out front. Everybody makes this mistake. So there's the first career walk, and Aranda is on. Next batter is Mr. Junior Caminero. First pitch cutter. This one, 91. That was nasty, but that looks like he was auto-taking. Sinker off that. Pulled that in. Definitely feels like he's overthrowing a little bit from what I can tell, but why wouldn't you be? This is your big league debut. So yeah, clear signs of overthrowing, pulling some heaters, and then, trying to create something a little too early. When you try to throw from this position hard, where he is right there, that's when you leave your hand behind. You really need to wait until about here to lower the boom. So he just tries to use his energy too early there and pops it away. So 3-0. Nah, no need going to Junior here. That's a 4-pitch walk, and he's a little on tilt in that at bat. Those were 4 pretty bad misses. See how he dials it back in. Here is Ryan Valade. Sinker in, ball. Throwing hard as hell. Cutter. Ooh, they challenge, but it stays a ball. Got to get back in the strike zone. Fastball. Pours it in. There you go. Sinker off that. Fouled off. Going for the cutter for the strikeout. Interesting. That's a nice pitch. It's got a lot of spin. It moves a lot. It's kind of interesting that he has, it's like an intermediate level of sweeper. So he's got 2 breakables that kind of break similar, but one's bigger because it's slower, if that makes sense.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And this one is hit down the line.
And you know what? I got to give credit to Valade. That was a pretty good pitch. That's 97 in. Now, it doesn't have any component of vertical break on it, but this pitch is in off the plate. And I think that's a good pitch. I think it's a good pitch, better swing. So, yeah, the 2 walks are what cost him here, but that's a great swing by Ryan Valade. All right, next up is Mr. Ben Williamson, who I've never seen hit. Sinker down, ball. Cutter coming here. Good, perfect location on that cutter. He's got so much glove side on his cutter. 4 seam. Pulled down in, 2-1 count. Definitely overthrowing in the first. Cutter, he's going to have to field. He tries to go home. Throws it 1,000 miles an hour home. Oh, and then now multiple runs come across. This was a crazy play that I did not see coming. He actually does a good job to barehand it. And to be honest with you, the throw's kind of perfect. He just throws it way too hard. And the catcher was not ready for that. But if the catcher was ready for that, this is a perfect throw. And they would have maybe had a chance at him. Am I wrong? That was crazy. Let's look at it from the center field cam. Go get it, big fella. All right, maybe it's a little lower than I thought. Yeah, it's a little too low. He throws it away a little bit, but also this catcher was not prepared for a... I bet he throws this ball like 80. So that sucks. That sucks. That was a tough play. All right, now Mr. Simpson, Chandler Simpson, who's been incredible in the early going. Slider strike 1. That was nasty. Sinker coming. That's a good pitch. I mean, I'm loving his sinker sweeper combo so far. And I kind of like his cutter too. All right, that looked like his slot was pretty low there. So that's a little VAA action on the 4-seam up. I thought his slot was a little higher, but that one felt lower. I'd love to know. Sweeper, Simpson does what he does. He punches it to center. And they get him in the air, so that's a good contact for that. And then now we have Johnny DeLuca. Cutter up in. Good pitch there, good pitch there. Gonna try it again. So it looks like the righty attack, he wants to cutter you in, sinker you away, and then occasionally sweeper you. And occasionally 4-seam up. Here's a 4-seam up. 98-3, first career punchy. This is a vicious pitch.
0-2 from Schultz. Got
So even though he had a really rough first inning in the big leagues, you can see it. But I just think he overthrew a little bit. Those 2 walks are what cost him. The 1 swing was a great swing. All right, let's check the delivery in half speed. Drift. Wow, he does like a little bit of an upper body counter rotation. So he starts to come down and then he he starts more neutral and then he counter rotates his upper, holds that really long time. And for a big guy, he stays very compact. Yeah, and it's not a long stride for his size, so it's a sequencing play. It's a total uncoiling. You guys see that uncoiling? Watch the uncoiling. All right, let's watch him from the other side. I like that he still was competing and not defeated after that tough play right there before. All right, well, that was gas. So that's what gas looks like from the big guy, 98-3. All right, we are ready for his second inning, and he's going to get Nick Fortes starting it off. Pours in a sinker at 96.7. There you go. Sinker again. That sucks that he had a rough go in that first inning with the 3 runs, but I don't know, man. He's showing some good stuff. He's competing hard. You can see why he got called up. But the Rays are also tough. They're going to make you throw strikes.
Always have to watch the bunt from this entire Tampa Bay team, except for Caminero.
Sinker down. So first pitch strikes to each of the first 2 guys in this inning. So he's throwing cutter and slider because these are definitely different pitches. This is 84-3, and he's thrown some 91s. To me, this is the sweeper. And then 4-seam up. Didn't think he was going to utilize as much 4-seam, but I don't blame him. He's got an interesting angle, so I think that might play. All right, next up is Yandy, back to the top of the order. Cutter in, ball 1. Sweeper backdoor just a hair high. Sinker now 2-0. Good pitch there. Yandy taken all the way. Here's another sinker, 98. I mean, he's got a lot of velo. Trying to think the comps. You know, everybody wants to slap Randy Johnson on him, but I'm going to say there's a little bit of Andrew Miller in here. It's not exactly the same. Trying to think who it is. It's not even Andrew Miller. It's somebody. I've seen this before. But he's throwing the crap out of the ball. So a great second inning. All right, third inning. Here's Aranda. This is who he walked that first time that kind of led to the rally in the first inning. Sinker away strike. Sweeper strike. Atta baby. 0-2 count. Let's go. Now we're rolling. Sweeper again. That's a good take. Backdoor fastball would be the pitch, but he's not going to do it. He's going to go sweeper again. I don't blame him. It's a good pitch. Fouled away. You can see why the sweeper gets such a high grade. Ooh, and he catches him with the high fastball. Now, that was a very well-executed fastball. After a whole bunch of slow stuff away, rides the heater up. I've mentioned he's getting incredible spin rate on his fastball. 2,600 RPM at 96? Surprised he doesn't have more vertical break. But that's just a perfect spot right above the zone. Nobody can hit it in this area. Wham. All right, that's the first out of the third. Junior's up now. Let's see how he attacks him the second time. Junior was ready for that cutter. That's what he threw him that first at-bat, but he's on fastball timing. Looking to ambush here, and so he ends up pulling this foul. This was a very dangerous pitch. Kind of a middle, Junior Caminero. Cutter, you don't want to do that. Now heater in. Good pitch for effect. You got to go away here. Is this a changeup? I bet you this is a changeup. At 92, I'm guessing this is a changeup, and they just don't mark it right. Really interesting metric. Negative 21.2 to the left, 4.5. I don't mind it at 92. Can't tell. But great take by Junior Caminero. He should probably go backdoor sweeper off that take. Let's see. Yep, sweeper, but they're going in with it. Misses 3-1, and he's going to walk him. I don't blame you. Tough guy to attack, Especially after that first swing, he really puts the fear of God in you a little bit. All right, so a walk there. Here's Vlad again. He doubled on a fastball in on a great swing, to be fair. Sinker up, lucky up. Let's look at the pickoff. Ooh, he did a little snap throw pickoff right there. He's got really good athleticism for his size. I'm starting to really dig him. I know he's not having the best results, but I'm liking a couple of the offerings he has. Cutter there. Another snap pickoff. All right. Ooh, and it's going to be a hit. An 0-2 hit to Vlad. What's he throwing here? Sinker? Oh, this is a changeup. Man, great swing. Actually, a pretty good location. I don't know if I agree with the sequence or not, but actually a pretty good location. Where's that? Yeah, I mean, down and away dotted. Credit to Ryan Vlad. Ryan Vlad. It's just a good swing. Very useful baseball swing. Stayed on it, base hit. So 2 on, 1 out. Back to Ben Williamson. First pitch sinker. Strike. He's doing a great job now attacking and getting ahead. You can tell he's throwing the ball now mostly where he wants to. He makes that one mistake every now and then where he tries to throw it too early, too hard. But now he's correcting it. Like, that was a great adjustment. This is a perfect pitch. Dotted up and in with -19. That's going to serve him well. In play runs, though. Sweeper coming. Man, just another really good swing. I don't necessarily agree with the pitch call. As good as the sweeper is, versus righties, he might want to tilt it down a little more. But give credit. Great swing by Williamson. All right, so that's the 4th run. Here's Chandler Simpson. First pitch sinker. Just blows him up. So that's it through 3. Got beat up a little bit in that inning by some good swings, I feel like, and then the fear of Junior. So both times the walks really came around to bite him. I mean, ain't that the truth? Always. All right, 4th inning. This is his final inning. I believe maybe he goes out for the 5th, 1 out. Sinker strike 1 to Johnny. Cutter coming up in. Good location there. And then 4-seam up. Try to get the punch. Oh, and he just beats him down the middle. So kind of a dominant AB there. Here's Fortes. Cutter pulled foul. They're definitely on fastball timing. Sinker in. I do not like this. It kind of worked out. It's actually better that he threw that for a ball. Now they're going to try it again. I mean, he's on time for that. He just came on top of it. It's just more of a bad swing than bad timing. Wow, what a hell of a recovery by, who's that, Miguel Vargas? You kidding me? Bare hand, off-balance throw, still get him. What a pick by Murakami on the other end. Is Murakami just the best ever at picks? I've seen a few already in the early going. 6, so 2 outs there.
So he hits the bag.
Now he's getting Taylor Walls. Sinker strike again. He's really doing good on the glove side sinker. 4-seam away. I love his 2 fastballs. He's got great stuff. There's no doubt about it. This guy's got really, really good stuff. It's no surprise. Every guy that gets called up has got great stuff now, but this guy's got great stuff. And I think he's going to throw strikes. I know he's got some walks in this game, but his delivery feels very under control to me. Very repeatable. I think when he's not overthrowing, he'll do better. I mean, there's another walk. His one mistake he makes in his delivery, and like, look, everybody does this. I did this shit for years. You're trying to step on it a hair too early in the delivery. And so you just leave your hand behind. That's all that happened there. All right, next batter. Still competing his ass off. All right, there's the regular pickoff move. Solid. Nothing crazy, but solid. 3rd time facing Yandy. Sinker in coming. Strike. Happy accident away. Here's a 92 cutter. Dotted. Good pitch. I kind of like all his pitches. There's another pickoff attempt. Snap throw. So he likes both of those, but definitely likes the snap throw as well. Holding runners is going to be huge because he's going to be a guy who, if he can hold them there, he's going to be able to get double plays with that sinker. Anyway, stolen base there on a 4-seam up. Sweeper coming here. I do like that he features a good spin rate. You'd much rather have it than not have it, in my opinion, if you're going to be a sweeper pitcher or a slider, you know, swipe. You've seen it with like a guy like Nolan McLean, how much of a difference that makes. All right, gets the sinker down. I wonder if those are his buddies that they keep showing. Pretty good contact there by Yandy, but good positioning, and he's through 4. All right, on to the 5th. He's just going to get this one batter. It's Aranda. Struck him out the last time, walked him the first time. Cutter away, strike, sinker. Strike. And then sweeper strike. So comes out in the 5th and punches Aranda. Nasty. They challenged it, but that's touching. All right, so that's it, and that's all for Mr. Schultz. I think that was a really good outing. I mean, listen, he had a really tough first inning. The 2 walks, I mean, the 4 walks overall, but I'm not seeing a guy out here that can't throw strikes. I'm not seeing that at all. 49% zone rate is fine. It's actually good. Didn't get a ton of chase. I think that could be one issue he might run into a little bit. Where's the chase coming from? It's not really going to come from sinker. It's not really going to come from sweeper. I think that's what he's trying to use this cutter for, and he might get some 4-seam chase up above the zone. I don't know. It's a little bit indicative right here in his game in terms of whiffs. The sinker got 0 whiffs. It's not really designed to get him. He's going to have to freeze some guys with sinkers as he gets better. Cutter is what they want whiffs out of. He didn't do a great job of that in this game, but that could be matchup based. 4-seam's the other one, and he did do a good job at that, 5 for 9. So the kill pitch is the fastball up, kind of sneak attack after all the other stuff. Sweeper, no swing, no whiff on the sweeper. I think he'll get some whiff on it, but that's just the thing about the sweeper sometimes. It's not as much of a whiff pitch as you think. Usually it's more of a really good contact pitch. You know, and that bared out here, there's only 1 batted ball event on a sweeper here, 82 miles an hour. So I know that style well. I pitched it myself. But yo, I mean, he's got good stuff. The RPMs are no joke. Even on the sinker, that's a very high RPM. So that's what's keeping his vertical break up a little higher. But man, you know, his sweeper average 2940, 4-seam average almost 2600. That's like elite level of spin. So great spin capacity means that he can create even more nastier shapes as he goes on. There's some more optimization that can be done potentially. He's got so much potential energy with that spin, if you know what I'm talking about, if that makes sense. Let's check him out on the 3D. Here's Noah on the 3D. Now, he did, it's not as angly as I would have thought. I guess because he kind of starts all the way on the third base side. So he kind of does what I did, where he negates his horizontal approach angle advantage a little bit by splitting the difference to throw more strikes. But hey, all this guy really needs to do is throw strikes. That's the biggest thing right now at this stage of his career. So that's like what the sinker shape looks like. It's pretty nasty. Here's the 4-seam. Look at like maybe a 4-seam up. I mean, it's got a little bit of droop to it, but either way. And then like, let's find some sweepers or sliders. Let's see here. Like this is a sweeper. So I don't know. I definitely like his stuff a lot. I think he's got a bright future. I'm excited for the White Sox because this guy's legitimately nasty. And if he can just throw, you know, find a way to reduce the walks just back to the way he's been pitching in AAA, I'm fairly confident he's going to be hard to hit. He got beat, really, because Ryan Vilade had 2 great swings. You know, at the end of the day, it was just 2 great swings. All right, so that's it on this video. 4 1/3, 3 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, 82 pitches. Congrats to Noah. He got to debut for his hometown team in his home place in Illinois, in Chicago, Illinois. And he looked pretty good at times. I know it didn't go perfect, but you know what? Nobody cares. You're a big leaguer now. And now you can move on with your life. You know, you can get that burden off, get that gorilla off your back and go to work every day, man. Try to figure it out. Try to improve, chase greatness, and see how far you can take this thing, man. So congrats to Noah, and really cool to watch the White Sox have some guys. If you like this video, don't be afraid to subscribe, post it on a Reddit somewhere. Tell your friends that there's lots of analysis going on here. And every time there's a major league debut on the mound of an interesting prospect, you will see one of these videos. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.